Hey, welcome back to the Inner Voices podcast. Today's episode features anxiety. I am anxiety. The way it normally works is that people who are patrons of Kara Morgan's Patreon write in and ask questions, and then the person that the podcast is about answers them. And I'm going to answer other questions of them that people have for me. I just need to quickly. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. The first question is from a patron whose name is Tim Eldred. Hi, Tim. Tim writes, please describe something that makes you happy. Oh, hi, baby. Wait a look. This is very interesting because at that very moment, one of my favorite things just came right in through the window, and it's Jimmy, our cat. Jimmy, can I please pick you up and show you to the people? Just really quickly. Okay, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Okay, bye-bye. Jimmy makes me very happy. I don't think that I make her happy, as you just saw. What I really love to do is to hold her and kiss her. And when I do that, she makes the noises you just heard, and she pushes away and then wants out of my arms. But even though that's what she does, I still feel happy after I've seen her. Okay, that's one thing I do to be happy. Another thing that makes me happy. Another thing that makes me happy is when I come in after I'm coming back after the day is over, and I'm coming in a house and I'm doing this. I'm looking to make sure that there aren't any monsters following me, or maybe a bug that got nuclear and like they were experimenting on it, and then the bug got real big and it escaped out of the lab, and maybe it was following me. So after I walked back to the house and I've been looking to see if there's any bugs or any monsters, or maybe just a meanie following me. After I've done that, I come in the house and I shut it and I lock it, and then I go to the window and I peek up above it and through the curtains. And if there's still no monsters or bugs, or large bugs, or meanies, then I feel happy. Okay, Tim had another part of the question. Okay, also, please describe how you manage to sleep through the night, if in fact you do. Well, Tim, the answer is that eventually you do have to fall asleep. And I know this because I normally don't want to, and I stay up kind of perched because I know there's no giant bugs in the house, except sometimes we leave a window open for the cats. That's how Jimmy just got in here. And what if it couldn't be that big of a bug, but what if it's like a cat-sized bug came in while I was out? And it probably won't hurt me, but it could hurt the cats. So at nighttime, I like to be perched on the bed, looking around for them in case they crawl under there during the day and are waiting to come out once we're all asleep. Like the cats, sometimes Jingle Bell will sleep on top of me. Right now, she's not. She goes through phases, I think, where she's mad at me, and I think right now she's mad at me because she doesn't sleep with me currently. But Fuzzy Dunlop does right now, although he didn't last night. But anyway, I'll perch and when the cat's is sleeping and I'm watching for bugs. But eventually I fall asleep, even though I don't want to fall asleep. I eventually do fall asleep. So, and I know this because I wake up and I'm in the bed and Fuzzy Dunlop's kind of right next to me, ideally. But Tim, anyway, maybe that could make you happy because you you're gonna have to eventually fall asleep. Okay. Next question is from Betsy and Tom Hooper Rosebrook. Anxiety. My good friend Tom Horner once asked, as someone stood at the bottom of a very nerve-wracking high ropes course. Oh, Betsy and Tom, why did the other Tom go to that? Did he have to? Anyway, the question says Tom Horner once asked, what's the best that could happen? So, what do you think? Even if it turns out not to, what is the best that could happen? Betsy and Tom, nobody has ever asked me that question, and I've never asked myself that question because normally the question that I'm asking myself is another question that's a lot like it, except the opposite. What's the worst that could happen? But if I ask myself what is the best that could happen, there were no bugs that went nuclear and no monsters. Nobody got their body temperature got warm enough or that the mushroom could grow inside of their blood, like in the show The Last of Us. None of the mushrooms grew up into their blood and brain and made them into monsters. It's never happened to anybody, so there's not any of them anywhere. And if none of the bugs went nuclear, then there's no cat-sized bugs that could even come in. I guess maybe the best could be that Jemmy would start to like me to hold her, or that I could be okay that I could pet her and that could be as nice to me as holding her, because I don't think she would ever, but maybe if the best could happen, that maybe she will let me hold her sometime. And that there's no more meanies. The meanies go away and they don't follow you, and that they just do their own thing and don't try to follow you or mess with any other people. So I think the best that could happen is that no bugs in labs go nuclear, no people get made into monsters because of mushrooms in their brain, and Jemmy starts to like it if I hold her. Thank you for that question, Tom and Betsy. Okay, next question is from Kim F. And Kim says, "Hi, anxiety. I was wondering if there's a supplement you could recommend to help calm my anxiety. I'm afraid to take pills because of choking risk. Prefer not to drink anything because I don't want to overhydrate, and smoking makes me cough. Thanks." Okay, Kim, I do have one that I recommend. I take it daily. Uh-oh. It's, I haven't actually taken it today. I'm just realizing. That's not good. It's normally supposed to happen in the morning. This is a supplement called fluoxetine HCl 40 milligrams capsule, generic for Prozac. Take one capsule by mouth daily. Normally I have them in this so I know what day to take it, except that this one starts with Sunday and I need it to start with Monday. So it says S, but it's M. This says M, but it's T. This says T, but it's W. And this says W, but it's T. And I've just taken the one out of here, and I should have taken it out of here. I'm going to put this one back. Believe it or not, Kim, I feel a lot better taking this. I know you said you don't want to take pills, but I'm going to show you one. Just put it back, but I'm going to show it to you. It's real slippery. It's really slidey and slippery. It goes right down. So I've never worried about choking on it, but I'll start to worry about that now. I'm sorry not to be a better help. Thank you for the question, Kim. Okay, the next question is from Gregory Gent. And Gregory says, hello, anxiety. Hello, Gregory. Questions for you. If not too much for you to take on with all that is happening right now, how do you feel when something is about to happen? I always feel like something is about to happen. I feel that way right now. So it feels like all the time. Just, that's what feeling is that something's about to happen. Except that right now, I don't feel that as much because I checked when I locked the door that there weren't any bugs or monsters or meanies. So I feel less that way. But when I go outside, that's when it starts to really always feel like something's gonna happen, and it just feels like this. If you can't see me, it feels like what I look like right now, which is my shoulders are a little high and they're poking out, and my neck is a little scrunchy. Okay, and the next question from Gregory is, if something was wrong, how long would it take us to notice? Okay. Okay, I am worried about this one big time, and I think maybe that's why it always feels like something is about to happen. Because it could be wrong, and if I didn't notice, then it would be too late. So it's better to always be ready to notice whatever it is so that it cannot be too late. So that's why you want to kind of get your neck scrunched up and your shoulders so you can pivot. And for instance, if someone was going to karate chop you on the back, because you can't always, if I'm looking this way, I can't see this side. And if I'm looking this way, I can't see this side. So if your shoulders are like that up, and you're going to be, your muscles will be clenched, and it probably won't make as big a bruise, and the hand won't go in between your ribs and puncture your lung if your shoulders are up like that. So even if it is too late, you got your shoulders up in your tense to prevent the karate chop from going through those ribs into your lungs. We're trying to minimize how long it will take us to notice, Gregory. Okay, that's what maybe you're not doing. And the last part that Gregory asks is, we'd know if it was too late, wouldn't we? Oh, Gregory, I don't know if we would know if it was too late. Because even when you are all scrunched up and looking everywhere that you can't ever be looking at all the places at one time. And so if a bug or a monster or a meanie sneaks up on you when you're not looking the way that they're coming, then it will be too late, even no matter how many times you're moving your head around to see if you can see them. And then it is too late. It's already too late when they made the bugs nuclear and the bugs started getting big. That was already too late, because the bug's already big, and it's already going to come out and look for people and probably bite the people it can. So it's kind of already too late if there are bugs that are nuclear, and if there are people that are monsters. And I know there are meanies out there. And even if what Betsy and Tom is true and the best does happen, I guess that's the only chance in which it won't be too late. I don't know if I've answered your questions, Gregory, but I tried to. And thank you for wanting to know what I thought about him, even though I don't think I did a good job on it. But thank you. Okay. There's one more question, and it's from Gallant Charlie. Hello, anxiety. I hope you're doing well. What are some of your favorite things to do to help soothe that agitated nervous system? Well, one thing I like to do is to get down on the floor underneath this desk, because there's a little space heater under it, and then I put a lumbar pillow under my lower back and two pillows under my thoracic vertebrae and neck and head, and I put a blanket over my knees, and then I put that heater under the blanket, and I turn it on, and then I have a show ready to go and watch on my computer, or a book ready to read, or a phone ready to look at Instagram and see if people liked my videos, and if they said anything about it, and then if they said anything mean about it, and if they did, then maybe think about deleting a video and maybe not making any more videos. I try to more do the show, but sometimes the show's about people becoming monsters because of a mushroom that it can get warmer than it used to be able to get, and so it can live inside of a person's brains, and then it turns people to monsters, and then all you have to have happen to you to become a monster too is to get bitten by one of the monsters. Sometimes the shows are about that, and right now the show is about that. So maybe don't put the show on. Do all the other steps, but don't put the show on. Or watch a nice show. Or read a book. Sometimes I read the book. Another thing you can do is get a warm bath. But before you do that, you have to scrub the whole tub to make sure you got all the bacteria out of it and all the dead skin cells and any spider webs or just regular bug webs or bugs. And you gotta really, so it's hard for this one to happen because it takes a lot of time to get the tub ready. But if you did that, then you'd put the warm and hot water in and you turn out all the electrics around, because if electricity touches you while you're in the water, you will die. That I know from Groundhog Day, which has a lot of scary things in it that can happen to a person. I saw that movie when I was a young girl, and I loved it, but it also contributed to ruining everything. So just make sure the electrics are off, and you get in the bath, and the lights are off. Everything is off. You turned all the breakers in the house off, and if you can get your neighbors to turn theirs off too, that's ideal. But I've not ever succeeded in getting anybody to do that. And if you try to do it yourself, they don't like it. So probably don't do that. But then once you're in the bathtub in the dark, you can just sink down and feel the warm all around you, but not above here, because from here to here is probably 6 inches, and then there's another inch and a half is to here, and then you're suffocated. So it's kind of at your own risk. Those are the two things I do, Charlie. Okay. Those are all the questions that have been asked, and so now we're done with the podcast. I hope you all have a good night, and make sure you look out for nuclear bugs and monsters, and also meanies. Bye.